At some point in adult life, many people begin to notice a strange feeling connected to their work. It does not arrive suddenly. It grows slowly, quietly, often hidden behind busy schedules and daily responsibilities. You still wake up every morning, prepare yourself, and go to work as usual. You still complete your tasks, answer emails, and attend meetings. Nothing looks wrong from the outside. Yet inside, something feels missing. This feeling is emptiness. When your job makes you feel empty, it is not always because the job is difficult. In fact, sometimes the work is not even very stressful. The emptiness comes from another place. It comes from doing something every day without feeling connected to it anymore. You are present physically, but emotionally, you feel far away. You are working, but you are no longer living fully. At the beginning, many people ignore this feeling. They tell themselves that work is not supposed to be enjoyable all the time. They believe that feeling bored or tired is simply part of being an adult. This belief helps them continue for a while. However, as weeks turn into months and months into years, the emptiness does not disappear. Instead, it becomes heavier. One reason this happens is repetition. When your job requires you to do the same things every day, your mind slowly loses interest. At first, routine feels comfortable because you know what to expect. You feel safe because there are no surprises. But humans are not machines. We need change, learning, and challenge to stay mentally alive. Without them, our days begin to feel empty, even if they are full of activity. Another important reason is that many people choose their jobs for practical reasons rather than personal meaning. They choose stability, salary, or social approval. These reasons are understandable, especially when money is necessary or expectations are strong. However, over time, people grow and change. The job that once felt acceptable may no longer match who they are becoming. When your work no longer reflects your values or interests, a quiet conflict begins inside you. This conflict often shows itself as a lack of motivation. You still work, but you do only what is required. You stop caring about improvement or progress. You feel tired even when the workload is not heavy. This type of tiredness is emotional, not physical. Rest does not fully help because the problem is not a lack of sleep, but a lack of meaning. Many people also feel empty because they do not see the purpose of their work. They ask themselves why their effort matters. If the answer is unclear, motivation slowly fades. Humans want to feel useful. They want to believe that their time and energy contribute to something meaningful. When work feels pointless, it becomes difficult to feel satisfied, no matter how good the salary is. Another factor that increases emptiness is pressure. In many workplaces, people are expected to be productive all the time. Mistakes are criticized, but effort is rarely recognized. Over time, this creates a feeling of being unseen. You may feel that no matter how hard you try, it is never enough. This constant pressure slowly removes joy from your work and replaces it with emotional distance. Social comparison also plays a strong role. Through social media and conversations, you see others talking about success, passion, and fulfillment. You hear stories about people who love their jobs or follow their dreams. Even if these stories are incomplete or exaggerated, they affect you. You begin to compare your inner emptiness with their outer happiness. This comparison often leads to self-blame instead of understanding. When a job makes you feel empty, many people assume something is wrong with them. They think they are ungrateful, lazy, or weak. This belief is harmful. Feeling empty is not a personal failure. It is a human response to a situation that no longer meets emotional needs. It is a signal, not a weakness. Often, emptiness begins quietly. You may feel less interested in conversations about work. You may feel unhappy on Sunday evenings. You may start counting the hours until the workday ends. These signs appear slowly, which is why they are easy to ignore. But when ignored for too long, they can lead to deeper dissatisfaction. One of the most difficult parts of this experience is feeling trapped. Leaving a job feels risky. Staying feels painful. You may feel responsible for your family, your finances, or your future. As a result, many people remain in jobs that make them feel empty, hoping the feeling will disappear with time. Unfortunately, emptiness rarely disappears without change. However, change does not always mean quitting immediately. Sometimes, the first step is understanding yourself better. You can begin by asking honest questions. What exactly makes you feel empty? Is it the work itself, the environment, or the lack of growth? What do you miss most in your daily life? These questions help you see the problem more clearly. Another important realization is that work often becomes a person's entire identity. When someone asks who you are, you answer with your job title. When work feels empty, your whole sense of self feels empty too. This is why separating your identity from your job is essential. Your job is one part of your life, not its definition. Finding meaning outside of work can help reduce emptiness. Learning a new skill, creating something, or helping others can restore a sense of purpose. These activities remind you that your value does not depend only on your job. They bring balance and emotional energy back into your life. Talking about your feelings is also important. Many people suffer silently because they believe no one will understand. Yet when you share your experience, you often discover that others feel the same. This shared understanding reduces isolation and helps you feel less alone in your struggle. It is also important to accept uncertainty. Feeling empty does not mean you must immediately know what to do next. Life is complex, and clarity often comes slowly. Emptiness can be a sign that you are outgrowing your current situation. In this way, it can be the beginning of growth rather than the end. Some people eventually change jobs. Others stay, but adjust their expectations and priorities. Both choices can be valid. What matters is making a conscious decision rather than staying out of fear. Every experience, even an empty one, teaches you something about yourself. When your job makes you feel empty, listen to that feeling instead of judging it. It is telling you that something inside you needs attention. You are allowed to want more than survival. You are allowed to search for meaning, even if the path is unclear. In the end, emptiness is not a sign that life has failed you. It is a sign that you are ready to understand yourself more deeply. And that understanding, although uncomfortable at first, can slowly lead you toward a life that feels more honest, more balanced, and more alive.